So I just got back from, as my wife says, supporting her Facebook Marketplace hobby. Just got back from Brooklyn picking up a purchase she made, and I needed to do it in a box truck. The trip could not have gone better. Morristown, New Jersey to Brooklyn and back in under 3 hours. However, this trip was not as easy as a previous trip that I made in my life. Many moons ago, I got out of the Marine Corps, and one of the first jobs I got was with the Reader's Digest Book Fair division, a company called Books Are Fun, and we were doing book fairs in Manhattan. So Reader's Digest, they send this A-list guy named Bob out to help get it started. Bob is probably one of the best workers I've ever seen. This guy was an animal. He was like 50 years old. He was an animal, this guy, Bob. So he says he doesn't know Manhattan, though. So I'm driving the box truck. I'm like 30 years old, driving this 26-foot box truck around Manhattan. No problem. We do a book fair in the financial district. 26-footer, packed full of books. And so Bob's out in the truck, and I'm running the books up and down through the freight elevator because I'm the young guy. And so I'm upstairs on whatever floor of this building I'm in, and somebody says, "You have to go downstairs. There's been an accident." And I'm like, "Geez, what are you talking about?" I go downstairs, and Bob is splayed out on the street in like a crime scene photo with his arm like dangled one way, his arm up the other way, and he's just laying in the street. He's down there for like a half an hour. The ambulances come, they scrape him off of the street, they put him in the ambulance, and then a cop goes to me, he goes, "Hey, you got to get this truck out of here." And I'm like, "But there's a book fair." And he's like, "Book fair's over, truck's got to go." So I'm like, all right, I jump in the truck, and I'm a little frazzled. So I drive off from the financial district, and I'm driving, and I see a second cop, and the cop's like, "Go this way." He points me this way, and I end up in the seafood market down in the southern tip of Manhattan. I'm like, crap, I'm all disoriented. Third cop, this way. So I'm like, oh shit. I end up on the FDR. Right? And I'm driving on the FDR. I don't know anything. And sure enough, fourth cop. "No commercial vehicle." I hear over a speaker, "No commercial vehicles allowed on the FDR. Exit the roadway." So I take the first exit I see. Don't think anything of it. I thought I felt a scrape. I thought I felt something, but I didn't feel anything. But I was like, must be nothing. So again, I go from the southern tip of Manhattan all the way up to the 59th Street Bridge, right through the heart of Manhattan. I take the 59th Street Bridge, cross over into Long Island City. I go to our yard. I'm like, oh, geez, it's only like 9 o'clock and it's already been a day. So I go around to the back of the truck, roof, back door, gone. Totally gone. That bridge that I thought I heard a scrape just totally ripped the top of like a can opener off the top of the truck. I'm like, oh shit. I called my buddy's dad, Mr. Del Duca, who was a truck driver, and he was like, "Hey pal, happens to everybody." And that made me feel better, but didn't make me feel that great. So anyway, I get home that night. The ending of the story is, I get home that night, and I'm saying to Heather, my wife, I'm like, I feel terrible about Bob. I really do. But I mean, I know this is terrible to say, but am I going to have to go visit this guy every day? Like down in the financial district, like bring him a cup of soup? I mean, obviously I'm going to do it. I feel terrible for the guy. He came from Iowa and he's sitting in a hospital in Manhattan. I'm like, Jesus, man. I'm like, but this is going to suck. I'm like, shh. So the next day, Heather and I go to visit Bob. We're having a good visit. Bob's in good spirits. He shattered his hip, shattered his shoulder, which is why his arm was like dangled on the street like this. He basically walked off the back of the truck. That he didn't think the lift gate was up. And I told that guy, because I kept telling him to be careful. He didn't listen to me. And when I got off the truck, I actually put the lift gate up. So he brought the lift gate down, put some stuff up. And then he climbed back up and he didn't take the lift gate back up. So he did it to himself. But anyway, we're there visiting with Bob. We have a good visit. And I remember I told Heather, God, I'm going to have to come visit this guy every day. So Bob says to Heather, he goes, Heather, in his typical Midwest, super polite guy. This guy was the salt of the earth. Heather, it was a pleasure meeting you, but if you would, can you give Mike and I a moment alone? And she's like, okay. So she leaves the hospital room, and Bob says to me, it's almost like he's on his deathbed. I tell the story like he's on his deathbed, and he comes over with his good hand, and he gives me like the bro shake, and he pulls me close, and he goes, Mike, you have to promise me that you will never come back to this hospital room again. You cannot compromise the mission. The mission is paramount. You have to do the book fairs. I don't want you distracted with my injury. You promise me, Mike, you'll never come back here again. Okay, Bob. I'll pay your wishes. What a nut that guy Bob was. But man, he was a machine. Uncle Westy hour. I want to start telling more Uncle Westy stories.